Alright guys, quick video here to show you how I made the first screen with two bottoms at the button. This screen would typically be used for the login page. So you're going to need, one option for login and one to register, if it's their first time. I'm making this as simple as possible because for other beginners like me, it's a little bit difficult to understand when people don't walk you through, what they're doing and why they're doing it. So let's flip over and I'll just show you really quickly how I started off here. With most apps, you're going to want to start off, with the scaffold and just the body part. I use the column widget. And to get those elements to the bottom here, like I got by default, they won't be at the bottom. To do that, you need to use this main axis alignment property. And once you do that, then your children here will be towards the bottom. I used rows. So you can see here, this text is nested in like, 3 or 4 different layers. There's a reason I had to use all these different ones. I just added each one for a different reason. So the row, the reason I used that is because I wanted to get the button at a certain height. So it would be difficult to do that without the row because if you're using expand, it just goes, off the rails if you're not using the row. And then expanded is so that way I could get the button to go all the way from left to right. Normally you have to put in 50 pixels, 100 pixels, something like that. I didn't really like the way that looks, so I made some effort to make sure to get it all the way across. So the expanded widget is what you're going to use to get that nice effect. And here this is a row, so when it's expanding, it's not going to go all the way up. If the row was not there, it would go all the way to the top of the screen, and it would ruin the whole thing. The container. Now we have the container on here because this is a button, as you can tell when I click it. However, with the button, there's no properties for sizing it. So for height and width and things like that, it's going to be a problem. So even though I had achieved the effect of getting the button, all the way across the screen lengthwise, it was about half this height. It was super thin. It didn't look right. I needed to adjust the height. You can't do that with just the button. So you're going to need to wrap the button inside of a container. And then you can see here I was able to adjust the height to 75. Once you finally get to the button, once it has this look, those other ones were just used to achieve, this look at the bottom. Then you can adjust the color, and the on pressed function I have not installed yet. That's going to be for a different short video. And yeah, this is pretty much the bare bones basic setup to a login page. You can see, there's not any fluff here. There's no logo and stuff. You just have two buttons here, one for login, one for register. And then the next step from here would be hooking them up. So what happens when you click each of those buttons?